Greetings from New York City. I'm Phil and we're running the bridges. This is a video series where we visit all the bridges in New York City that you can run across. The big, the small, the old, the new, the world famous icons, and the ones you've never even heard of. And today we are again in the Bronx and we are visiting the Hutchinson River Parkway Bridge. And this carries Hutchinson River Parkway over the Hutchinson River. And it includes 6 lanes of traffic, 3 in each direction, and a pedestrian bike path, which I will show you very shortly. And where we are located, we are in the northeast Bronx. We are in Co-op City, and all around me here is Co-op City. For those of you who don't know, Co-op City is a very large residential development from the 60s or 70s, I believe, maybe even the 70s. And this area here is kind of difficult to get to because it doesn't have really close access to any subways, but this is a great bridge to run across. I highly recommend it. It has a kind of an interesting history. So it was built in 1941 along with the parkway itself, of course, and reconstructed in 1985. But the interesting part, and right here, I'm at Co-op City, there's this shopping center here. So we're right next to this big parking lot and so like I said, we're in Co-op City and we're on Bartow Avenue, right next to one of the entrances to this large shopping center with an enormous parking lot. And the river itself is just on the other side of Bartow Avenue there. And there is the bridge. You can see the bridge right there. It's a twin-leaf bascule bridge. The main span is about 160 feet, and the entire bridge 671 feet, including the approach spans. You can see some of the approach spans there. But the interesting thing about this, it was built in 1941 with and we'll go across and walk and talk here. And so here we're on the Greenway, and if we can't continue on the Greenway south, and that will eventually take you down towards Pelham Bay Park. There's an overpass over Pelham Parkway, which can lead to Pelham Bay Park, and the 6th train. That's like a mile and a half or so. But here we are, where it says northbound. That's the way across the bridge. So we're going to go across the bridge. Bridge generally goes north-south or north-northeast, south-southwest. So we're going generally from Co-op City. We're going across to the north. But the interesting thing is, I did this bridge series as a blog series first starting in 2009, 2010, 2011. And I had the hardest time finding this entrance. This had not been developed for bicyclers and for pedestrians and runners. It had the pathway, but it hadn't been maintained. The approaches and the entrances certainly hadn't been maintained. They were overgrown, all disrupted cement work. You had to go out on the road part of the way, very hard to find, and there was really nowhere to. It was difficult to get anywhere on the other side of the bridge as well. But they redeveloped this back, I'm thinking must have been like the late 20-teens. Around the late 20-teens, put in a nice, well-marked, paved bike pedestrian greenway. So now it's a really nice place to run. And on the north side of the bridge, they continued the greenway. It had been just like dirt emptied out onto dirt pathways. And you could eventually make your way back over to Pelham Bay Park. But now it's a greenway the whole way. So it's a great place to ride a bike, great place to run, great place to walk. Skateboards, scooters, hovercraft. So this is a nice place to run. I will show you that. Actually, let me insert that right here. I will show you the entrance ticket if you're coming from Pelham Bay Park and along the Greenway from Pelham Bay Park. I'll insert that right here. Okay, so if you are approaching the Hutchinson River Parkway Bridge from Pelham Bay Park, This is a key spot for you to know. This road, main north-south road here, that's Shore Road, and that down to the south, it comes from Pelham Bay Park. And so just come from Pelham Bay Park, don't go to Orchard Beach, don't go to City Island, keep going, following this greenway. It's all protected off-road greenway. Keep following it north to Orchard. This is Orchard Beach Road. It's kind of Orchard Beach Road off to the east. To the west, this is technically, I guess, like an on-ramp to the Hutchinson River Parkway. If you were to continue along Greenway North, that'll take you into Pelham Manor in Westchester County. And but this is this whole area is a big roundabout. So if you would take the roundabout going from here, going straight east along Orchard Beach Road, you will get to Orchard Beach. The one thing to watch out for there, though, there is no greenway, there is no sidewalk. You would be running on the road itself if you're going directly here to Orchard Beach. So just beware of that. Otherwise, you can go about half a mile to the south, get to City Island Road, and go nuts. But so this is the approach to Hutchinson River Parkway from Pelham Bay Park. Okay, and just a quick word on this greenway between Shore Road and the Hutchinson River Bridge. This was only developed like in the late 20 teens, along with the pathway over the bridge itself. And you can see it's largely like wetlands around this area. You can kind of see off to the north there, and you see the reeds are taller than me, which is not saying much, but it's nice. Like I said, it was going through here prior to, like I went through here in 2010. I did a report for my blog, and it was very difficult to find my way through here. Now it's a paved greenway, very easy to find, very easy access to the bridge. So I just wanted to mention that. Okay, so as you continue north from the bridge, you'll come across the overpass of the Hutchinson River Parkway, right there. And just a little bit to the north here, there is a crossing of one of the on-ramps to the parkway. So it's a crossing with no signage, no stop sign. So we have to be careful about that for those cars that are entering onto the parkway. But you can get a view here of, there's the northern, or the part of Co-op City. You can see like the river there, and you see all the wetlands, and the wetlands continue on the other side of the parkway. So you really do have wetlands wildlife area here in the Bronx in New York City. All right, so let's get back to it. Let's continue on. Here's just another view of the river, Co-op City over there, the river, and all the wetlands. It's kind of nice. Okay, so we're continuing from Co-op City across the bridge, and we have just now draw span. Now there's a Hutchinson River. Yeah, that's out. There's a Hutchinson River or a Co-op City. Co-op City is just huge. That's huge. And if you look towards the east, you see a couple of the other bridges. Railroad Bridge, Pelham Bay Bridge, that's a Baskerville Bridge. This is the Baskerville span right here. I'll show you that. It's a Baskerville span. But that is Pelham Bay Bridge, Railroad Bridge. Here's Amtrak across the river. And beyond that, you see the concrete arches. That is Pelham Bridge, which we did in our last video. It's part of the arches are part of the approach span. Part of the approach spans to the Pelham Bridge. So yeah, it's a loud crossing. But you do also have some nice views of the river and the wetlands. There's a lot of wetlands area around here. And you see way off in the distance, there's another bridge over there. We'll get to that in a future video. But alright. Like I said, when I came across here in 2010, the pathway on the bridge itself is here, but the approaches, you're kind of on your own, bushwhacking. It was very difficult, very kind of scary, honestly, parts of it. But now it's nice, all nicely done. You have kind of a steep descent on the north side of the bridge. But as I've shown you some of the areas to the north here on the Greenway, and including some of the views and some of the views of the wetlands and the park areas. So I will end with that here. But again, this is all adjacent. You know, you can continue on this Greenway into Pelham Bay Park. In fact, I think we might technically be in Pelham Bay Park right now. It's an enormous park. Wetlands and wildlife areas. They got in the southern section, they've got ball fields, recreational areas, ball fields, track, basketball courts, playgrounds. They have restrooms in Orchard Beach. You know, like I said. So I highly recommend coming to Pelham Bay Park. You could run all day here and have a good time. Get something to eat over at Orchard Beach, or go to City Island, get some seafood, or come back into parts of Pelham Bay in the Bronx and explore some of the Bronx. It's just a wonderful place here. So I highly recommend it. So that is the Hutchinson River Parkway Bridge. Thank you all for watching. I hope to see you out here running sometime, and we'll see where the wind takes us for the next one.